All right. So this is our team call, and what I thought would be really great to go over this week would be daily methods for success. And I hope you guys are seeing a little bit of a pattern of, this is our third team call now since we've started back up again, and we've really been trying to build on top of every training that we've really been giving to you. I'm really doing it intentionally this way because I just want it all to also make sense. I don't want it to be complicated. I don't want to be all over the map with our system. So our first training about a month ago was about getting started and what that looks like in our system. Also giving you guys verbiage and how to reach out for both to take a look at this business to sponsor, and then also verbiage on how to reach out about our 30 days. So then the next training we did a couple weeks ago, our second training was then how to share the 30-day. And, because we say 90% of people that come into Arbonne is through the nutrition. So then we did a training on the 30-day. And what that looks like and all the benefits of why Arbonne's 30-day program versus so many other things out there. And so then tonight we wanted to start saying, okay, now what does our daily work day look like in Arbonne? Because I can tell you that when I first started Arbonne, I did a lot of thinking about Arbonne, but I wasn't really doing a lot of Arbonne. I was, maybe dabbling in it one day, and then the next day I was like, not doing a thing. And then maybe a couple days I wasn't doing anything. So, we really have some really great tools that have come out since I joined Arbonne 5 years ago as a business that really have been so doable and not overwhelming at all, and what a day looks like in this business. So I'm going to share my screen with you. One second. Okay. So we went to one of our leadership retreats not that long ago, and we were shown some of these images that I'm about to show you. And I don't know, Rachel and Lisa, I think you guys both were there too. And I think that this really stood out to me as something I've never forgotten. And I think it was a really great point. And so tonight I wasn't even planning on doing this, but I just quickly threw some images on a PowerPoint slide because I think it is really profound. So, just think about, your everyday work week. And a lot of people, Rachel, maybe you can even relate, go to work in this condition. This is getting to work for a lot of people in the wintertime, getting up day in, day out, snowstorm hits, and you're on your way to work, right? So you have to go to work. This is also many of us that choose to go to work and we're sick. We don't feel great. It's not even that we have a fever. We just feel awful, and we choose every day to get up and go to work, and in this condition, right? I think we can all relate. And then here's another condition where you're stuck in traffic on the highway for 2+ hours trying to get home. This is another condition that is probably part of many of our weeks, day in and day out. Michelle, I'm sure you may face some of this heading out west, right?
Yes.
And then this is one of my personal favorites, tired mom going off of maybe 3 hours of broken sleep, hitting the ground running, going to work, and then you come right back home to this little smiling face to switch into mom mode, and still choosing work. And then this is my last slide, you guys. Some of us have work conditions that maybe we've worked for a boss that's not too kind, constantly just never good enough, don't have a good working environment, and yet we choose to go to work and have to go to work every single day in some of these conditions. So my point in sharing this with you is, let's really think about just our real jobs for a minute and the choice we have to make every single day, despite weather, despite how we feel, despite the work environment, or despite how tired we are. We get up and look at the things we face every day and how we power through it. And you guys, Arbonne is not even half that hard when we think about it. We don't even have to leave our home. I mean, gosh, I was sitting out by the pool today doing some reach outs on my phone, just with my boys. And thank God I didn't have to go through a snowstorm or, go to a work environment where it's toxic, So we have something called our daily methods for success. And this is a very easy sheet that I just want to walk through it with you. It may look, kind of lengthy, but really when we break it down, you'll fly right through this. And I think that this is really doable when, again, when I was thinking so much about Arbonne, you guys, that I was exhausting myself. I wasn't really doing any of these things, or maybe I was doing one thing, on this sheet. Excuse me. So, in Arbonne, we're all about, at the top here, our personal development. And when I've struggled in Arbonne, and also when Lisa has struggled in Arbonne, some of our top leaders, their very first question to us is, well, what are you reading? If we tell them, we're stuck, our belief is low, that is their hands down very first question that they will ask you is, well, what are you reading right now? What are you doing for your personal growth? And then their next question is, what does your calendar look like? So, taking a few minutes every day, and it can be, your Bible. It can be a quiet time, 20 minutes. It can be, your GoPro book. It could be a devotional book, taking just 20 minutes of quiet time to invest in growing who you are as a person. And then the next thing, I really love this, is having something that you're grateful for. Why not? Do 5 things that you're grateful for every day. Start your day with gratitude and write them down, get it on paper. And then our next 3 things here are 3, 3, and 3, which are 3 new asks. So asking 3 new people to take a look at this business, or, these are the reach outs that we've gone over, or the 30-day program. 3 follow-ups to previous asks, because sometimes people don't get back to you right away. You get lost in the shuffle on text or social. So, following up with those asks again, and then doing 3 follow-ups within your downline already. So, reaching out to 3 of your current preferred clients and letting them know, hey, you have rewards or whatever it is. The other thing, which I'm trying to do more of, is just connecting, with your team, reaching out to your team, and, whether it's one person a day, and just checking in, whether it's a text or something on Instagram message or whatever it is, a phone call, and just saying, hey, how are you doing? How can I support you? What are you struggling in, or how can I help you? So just connecting with your team. And then relationship building. This is an area too that I'm personally really trying to grow in, is trying to get involved in, some newer networks. Now that I'm not at work anymore, where am I meeting people? And, outside of just my weekly going to church and my small group and my Bible study, who are some new people that I can build relationships with? And then this, I think we all do really well, social media post. And then review your goals. And this is key, you guys, at the bottom. Plan your top 3 priorities for the next day. So, we say in Arbonne, what we write down gets done. And it's so true, even though it might be a little old school method now, even if you write it in your phone. But, it's really about seeing this on paper and just getting into a daily habit. That's what we really want. So this is your typical work day in Arbonne. And honestly, this can take you no more than 20 minutes, outside of your personal quiet time. The rest, your 3 asks, your follow-ups, because you're planning for the next day. So that last bottom one, a good thing is to say, okay, who's going to be my next 3 people that I'm going to reach out to tomorrow? You know, try to take the thinking out of it. And you will zip through this. So, you know, again, just, we don't have to go through the snowstorm. We don't have to go to work, you know, be tired and all of that. This is simple, and keeping it simple and trying to build new habits for you guys. So before I move on, I would love some input on this. What stands out to you? Does this seem overwhelming? Do you like this method? I would love some of your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is like super helpful because like when I'm at work during the day, like I'm just constantly thinking like, what else could I do? But having this, it's pretty easy, to the point, and I don't think it's overwhelming at all. And I love that you're kind of setting yourself up for success for the next day too. So I think that's great.
Mm-hmm.
When I did this before continuously, it was what held me accountable. Because I think I can hold myself accountable, but I don't enough. But when I'm writing things down, and when something's looking at me, because I'm a check the box kind of person, it's like satisfying to me to check boxes on a sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Me too. Then I don't like to see it blank, because I feel like I failed. I didn't do it. So it holds me accountable.
Thank you, girls. Hi, Debbie. Welcome.
Hey, Debbie.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
No
Some computer issues.
Yeah, don't
Jenna just started crying.
Oh.
Okay. I just want to say real quick, that part with planning for your people the next day really helps me to stop like just thinking about Arbonne all the time. So, you know, if I can, and even like take out the sheet for tomorrow and just start, instead of like writing it on the bottom, I just start filling in like, okay, what I'm going to do tomorrow as far as the asking and the follow-ups and all of that stuff. And then the next day you don't have to rack your brain for it. So that's really helpful, but I'm also it helps me be more consistent in my business. And if you don't have if you don't have like these printed out, one thing that I did this month is hold on. I'm going to try to hold this up.
Oh, here, I can stop sharing my screen, Lisa. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but.
There you go.
All right. I don't know if you guys can see this very good, but I'm going to come out and then I'll come back in. So in the beginning of the month, I made out 4 weeks and I put all my numbers for my asks on there. And then I have it say, if you guys can see that, read, affirmations, and then social media, because those are some of my goals. And so like in this week, I kind of wrote out a couple people every day prior to that next day. And then those were the people I asked that day. And it's so much less daunting that way. So then like, okay, so week 2, right? And then I have bonus. So I have 15 on there per week, but then I also put down like if I go over 15, you can see both of these weeks I had some bonus people, right? And then this is for this week. So that's what I did today so far. So, that's just like, you can set it up kind of like this. You don't even have to have that checklist, but essentially I'm doing that, all of those things every day. So that's just one thing that you can do too. And then if you kind of keep a rotating list as well. So this is an example of like what my list looks like right now. So here's my new people that I've never asked before. These are the people I want to ask again. So those would be on like the follow-up re-ask list. And then these are the people I'm thinking of that I want to ask to host something or to refer. Maybe they have some people that they know of. So I kind of try it every day too. On my daily method is to like add at least 1 or 2 names to this list from somewhere, or people I meet or talk to or something like that, so that you always kind of have people that you're thinking of that you could be reaching out to. So I have to say, I'm challenging myself to do this consistently for 90 days, and I'm going to see huge things happen in my business. It doesn't happen right away just because you start working consistently. You really do have to get past that over 30 days mark to really start to see it happen, but it does happen. And then when I fall off the wagon, so to speak, and I'm not being consistent with this, it shows in my business. So right now, that was last month. So right now I'm like crawling back up the hill, right? And I need to just keep doing this daily method of success consistently so that I can have that consistent and steady growth. And that's ultimately, you know, what we're going to teach our teams to do, to be able to duplicate ourselves and help other people promote to district manager. Because when you can do that, that's how you start making, you know, exponential income in this business. So I want to challenge you guys to be consistent with this and stay the course. And I'm trying to lead from the front and do that too. So I've been texting a picture of my, you know, weekly thing to Monet and Rachel every week saying, look, I did it. You know, like, don't hide. If you didn't do it, show me anyway, you know, because then we can talk about what we can do differently next week. So those are just some things I wanted to add.
Thank you, Lisa. And, you know, you are so good at and so disciplined in your business. And I just love learning from you and how you set everything up. So, you know, maybe if that works better for you guys to write out a list of names, you know, in the beginning of the month, or, you know, for the next 2 weeks, you know, and then go through that every day, then do that. And then ask 3 people. And you guys, you don't have to just stop at 3 people. This is just, again, to get you into habit and working consistently, because if we only showed up at our corporate jobs 1 or 2 days a week, we wouldn't be making much money, but we would probably get fired too. So, you know, we want consistency is really the goal here, is forming these habits. And, you know, Michelle, thank you for chiming in too, and what you said about, you know, when you go to work and, you know, this is good to have structure, because I think even in our working jobs, we have structure, you know, so we want to show that in our bond, we have structure too. And like you shared, Rachel, as well, there's accountability, you know, with doing this. And I love that. So I'm going to go back to just sharing.
Monet, I got to step away for a minute. Jenna's like screaming her head off. So I know we're going to talk about affirmations. I'll try to be back as soon as I can. If not, thanks for being on, guys. I'm sorry.
No worries. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa's in single mom mode right now, so juggling it all. Okay, so this is just the last slide. You know, is what are my results? And this also was very helpful and a huge shift in my mindset about what results are, because I started really beating myself up when I was looking at my numbers at the end of the month and thinking, you know, gosh, like, you know, just getting discouraged overall, really, and beating myself up. And so this in the pink box is so key, you guys. Results are the things that you have control over. So it's basically your personal activity, because we can't control other people. We can't control when somebody says they're going to be at an event and then they cancel. Or we can't even control tonight's call when people say they're going to be on and then they don't show up. You know, those are things that are outside of our control, and those things do not reflect how we are in this business. So we cannot, I want you guys to know that and have that in your mindset, that our results is basically our personal activity. So it's, you know, what's on our calendar, how many reach outs are you doing, how many events do you have scheduled for the month, you know, are you reaching your goals, and are you doing personal trainings, are you listening to those, you know, daily and weekly. So you guys, there's no judgment whatsoever in Arbonne, and that's what I love, is that, you know, we have goals. There's a big goal and incentive right now for you guys to hit district manager. And I want to tell you, like, we're cheering you on and we're going to support you through and through. But guess what? If you don't hit district this month, it's okay. You know, we're not going to sit here and hound you, you know, so it's really what you can control. So, that's basically what we had for our call tonight. We wanted to touch on some affirmations too, which used to be part of this daily method of success, which really affirmations, you guys, are captivating our thoughts and being intentional with our thoughts. Does anyone do affirmations?
I do.
Debbie?
I do. Yes, I do. And I actually have a great resource. Hold on. There's a book that I just recently read. I got it from the Read to Lead podcast, and it was awesome about how we talk to ourselves and how important it is to kind of capture our thoughts, especially if they go in a negative direction, and have those ready-made positive kind of things to say to ourselves when it goes that way. And hold on, it was another book is called The Miracle Equation by Hal Elrod. I don't know if you've heard about The Miracle Morning, but I know I'm sorry, I am like not in a good computer mode right now. I tried a bunch of computers and finally I got you on my laptop. Anyway, this guy Hal Elrod does A Miracle Morning, and he also does this Miracle Equation, and both books were very, very good, like for me to kind of like get a grip of things. It's on it's on this computer, but anyway, yeah, positive affirmations and capturing those thoughts, so important.
Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, Miracle Morning is the book that we also share, and we have done too in our bond. So thank you for even recommending that too.
So
and
have you read Miracle Equation?
I haven't read that one. I've read Miracle Morning and I have loved it, and it's really taught me so much about just even as women, especially, like, you know, we have so much junk that goes through our heads, and you know, self-talk, and really learning how to captivate those thoughts and turning them into something positive. And then how can you funnel that into doing this business? You know, like I used to say, like, I don't want to bother you, or I don't mean to bother you. And we're not bothering you, but that was just my own self-head talk that was saying, like, I'm being a bother, you know, and then that's what I was communicating. So, you know, we will talk more about affirmations. I'll be sure to circle back with that. But yes, Miracle Morning is an amazing book. Definitely recommend it. You guys can get it on Amazon or at your local Barnes & Noble. But yeah, so I'm going to send you guys, I'm watching our time because we have another call at 9. So I hope this was really helpful for you guys. And our action step is for all of us to take this sheet. I'm going to email it to you guys, our daily methods of success. And by Friday, I'd like us to send a picture of your sheet and what you've accomplished this week through doing this method. And that's for us too. You know, we're all doing this together. So, you know, really want to see how you guys can do this and let this be helpful for you as a guide. So can we commit to that? Let's just send each other a picture to your upline. So Debbie, you can send a picture, and Rachel to Lisa, and Michelle, and you guys, you can send me pictures. We'll send pictures to each other of our completed sheets. Does that sound good?
That sounds good. Yep.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you for this. Thanks for our time. Rachel, so great having you back. And yeah, we will meet again in 2 Mondays from now. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.